online and watching bad cable. Or I can do something. We have to take our elections back. But I'm still just one dude, and there's 88 counties, and we've got serious problems. I can't be the oversight for 88 counties at once. But wait. What if there were a bunch of dudes like me out there? I know they're all over Ohio. I've seen them all along the campaign trail. Together, we might stand a chance. But I had to find dudes like me fast. There's only 6 weeks until the election. And then I got lucky at a Jesse Jackson event about protecting the vote in Ohio. A powerful documentary screened there, American Blackout. It showed ways that African Americans had been deliberately disenfranchised in the 2000 and 2004 elections. The director was there, Ian Inaba. I was a huge fan of Ian's music video for Eminem, Mosh, which came out right before the 2004 election as a call to arms. I got up the nerve, I introduced myself, and I told him what I wanted to do for the 2006 elections.
My partner James Rucker and I had gone to Ohio to recruit people for an initiative where citizens would come out with their video cameras and volunteer to kind of monitor the polls real time. So it was a Jesse Jackson rally, and we had bumped into this guy named John Ennis, who was actually already in the state organizing his own crew of filmmakers. And so we kind of joined forces at that point and decided to just put everybody under one big banner, which was Video the Vote.
In a time of fed up voters and the dawn of YouTube, this was an idea whose time had come. I cut together a promo video with Ian's footage from American Blackout. A week before the election, I uploaded it to YouTube.
If the vote is off in Palm Beach County, what about the vote in Iowa? What about the vote in Mississippi? What about the vote in Alabama? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Break down, baby.
They try to turn people away, and it's not right. We need to stop all of this.
But this election, my name is not on the list, and I had to vote a provisional ballot.
The next day, I started getting all these emails. Every minute. YouTube had featured our Video the Vote promo on their homepage. In a day, we had over 100,000 views.
Volunteers started pouring in from the response on YouTube. Then the mainstream media picked up.
But these aren't your traditional poll monitors. Let's go to CNN's Thelma Gutierrez. She's joining us from Los Angeles.
VideoTheVote.org is asking anyone with a video camera to sign up.
Uploading to Video the Vote's link on the website YouTube.
An organization called Video the Vote is stepping up to give frustrated poll workers and voters a voice.
On the website YouTube, you'll see right on the main page a video that comes across as a call to arms.
Now the founders of a new project called Video the Vote say they're going to fight voting irregularities with cameras.
VideoTheVote.org. There's the new edge in citizen journalism.
Video the Vote is really going to be the eyes and ears of America on Election Day.
I had just hoped for a few dudes in Ohio to help, but in a week, we had over 1,200 volunteers nationwide. They needed to be organized somehow. I had hoped that other video geeks like me would see this and respond. But instead, we were getting tons of people who wanted to help, but they didn't have a video camera, or they didn't know how to edit, or they didn't have a computer, or a car, or high-speed internet, but they still wanted to help somehow. We had to figure out how they could help. So my new friend Melissa from League of Young Voters set up clinics around Ohio for me to help other volunteers. We worked out a system in different cities to best be able to report on election problems and get them uploaded the quickest. I helped organize different teams of shooters and uploaders with dispatchers who were standing by the election protection call center.
We will be exporting it from when we capture it at high resolution. It'll go on our server. Our server will then export it to YouTube.
I helped people figure out their cameras and ways to label and ID their tapes, the best ways to capture and compress their video, name it, and post it. I focus on helping people set up in the 3 C's, Columbus, Cincinnati, and Cleveland. I didn't know if any volunteers would show up on election day, or if we'd tape anything helpful.
All of the pundits, all of the left-wing, activists had Ohio in Kerry's column, where the president was down by 9 or 11 points in many of the polls. On election day, you delivered.
I got up at 5:30 in the morning to set up with election protection in Columbus.
Here it is. Love of Life Fellowship. So let me... Oh, I got an email from Ken Blackwell this morning. And when you vote today, make sure to bring valid ID. Even if it shows the previous address. And there's already people being turned away in Columbus for not having the current address. There's some people who started to post videos to our account, like wrong precincts or people trying to repair signs. I think they're out of Ohio. But I just wanted to see if someone was reviewing them and approving them. Yeah, that's all.
And they told me that since my address is different than what they had listed, and that's what I have on my ID, so I came in and did a provisional ballot. I didn't want to cause a scene. I just didn't want to make any trouble.
So there's footage of poll workers saying that they never got the training about how to handle the ballots or IDs?
He had his driver's license, and he was on the rolls, but he didn't have his current address on the driver's license. So they said, well, you're going to have to vote provisionally. If you can provide the last 4 digits of your social security number, you should be able to vote regular ballot. An older poll worker said, oh no, that's not right, he has to vote provisional.
The County Board of Elections sent out this advisory to all poll workers that they need to let people vote by regular ballot, even if the address. No, they sent it out like this afternoon.
Just 4 machines there. One of them is broken. We've got this line over here. There are 4 machines, and only 2 of them are working.
Machine is messed up.
They couldn't let anybody vote on the touchscreen machines because they had no working access cards, and everybody was voting provisionally.
And they told me the machines was down, and they couldn't get them up. Can I come back this afternoon? They said nothing about no paper ballots.
Ask them to leave because they're why?
He says that they can't be anywhere near the door, and they said they're behind the flags.
I'll go over there.
There you go.
All right, you guys gonna bail me out?
Yeah.
We won't come to that, right?
Of course not.
All right.
You're a soldier of democracy, Dan.
All right, here.
And they said we could stand up there. Then we stood up there for like maybe about an hour, and they said, he come out, so we're gonna be arrested for criminal trespass if we don't get off the property and come across the street.
He said, come on, let him up.
I'm an attorney with election protection. I mean, I can tell you 100% that's completely illegal. So you interviewed someone who saw their vote flip for Blackwell?
Yes.
Where's that tape?
We are short of machines.
Well, I've been waiting approximately 2 hours to vote, and I've just never seen it this bad in my life.
But the biggest shock of the day was yet to break.
Have you seen the headline on CNN and MSNBC? What? Breaking news? What? Because while you're doing this, Britney Spears is getting divorced. That is the breaking news. That's the October surprise, you guys. Right, exactly. That's gonna like completely derail the election today. Karl Rove, he's a genius. Exactly. Man. I had no idea they had this kind of poll.
But Kevin Federline wasn't the only loser of the night.
The Associated Press has now projected Ted Strickland as the governor-elect for the state of Ohio. Thank you.
Ken Blackwell was out of office, and that made me happy. The thing is about election protection, though, it's nonpartisan, and you're not really supposed to represent one side or the other. So, I just kept it to myself.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Good job. It went smooth.
It's all right to cry.
Despite Blackwell's best efforts to suppress voters, you can only stop so many.
An enormous turnout, like the highest midterm turnout in decades.
I've called Congressman Strickland and congratulated him and extended my best wishes.
Blackwell wasn't the only kingmaker kicked to the curb. Katherine Harris lost her bid for the U.S. Senate.
I say to you this evening, in the midst of a political setback, to God be the glory.
If Blackwell lost, then fair elections won.
It's all right to cry, little boy. I know some big boys that cry too.
Great news all across our great country. Change, friends, is coming to Ohio.
Better still for fair elections, Jennifer Brunner was elected the new Secretary of State. Once in office,